You got a little homestead, you got some acreage, you got some plans, some hopes and some dreams. You're gonna get things done. You're gonna take over the world just like your grandfather did and your great-grandfather. And it's a lot of work. And you just try to get shelter first, and you get the house done, and then you get some solar panels on there, and you get the generator set up and the batteries, and you move in, and then you gotta do the trim work for the windows, but you can't really get your tools out, and then it starts to rain or it snows, and you're just like, come on, give me a break here. Wouldn't it be nice if I just had a place that I could leave my tools, you know, like a shop, like people have shops. Wouldn't that be cool? Out in the middle of nowhere. So I started building a shop, and now it's time to finally close in the shop, put some walls on it. So here is the shop. So I got the Connex here, you know, and I just built a roof off the edge of that Connex, put the roof on the top there, resting on the Connex. Took some old trees here, burnt the bottom of them, stuck them in the ground, and then milled up some beams and some lumber for the framing of the roof, for the rafters, got that all on there, and then had to buy metal because I didn't have any metal around. Hurricane strapping that I put up there, that's to keep the roof from just flying off, right, the uplift thing. What I'm planning on doing is I got boards and slabs from the sawmill that I milled up, and I'm just going to be nailing to these, right? So the boards will be running this way. I'll be doing kind of a board and batten, you know, 2 boards and then a board over the top of those. Keep the wind and stuff out. It should be pretty skookum once I get it there. Looking forward to getting started. It's been 1 year and 1 day. I built this shed structure last fall. And then in the heat of the summer, I just do different things, harvesting, hunting, fishing. And it's too hot for me to deal with all the bugs and the heat and stuff. So this is kind of nice because it's that time of year finally where the temperature is sweet and the pugs are kind and they're ready to give a hand. And yeah, I got that bottom board. I'm gonna put one along here for the bottom, and then I'm gonna put one up here. That top, this beam will act as the board here, but as you can see, first things first, there's this lip. If I come up with the boards here, there's gonna be a gap behind here, so I have to pack this out with some material, put some wood in here, come up nice and smooth, and I can nail it to this right here. So I gotta pillage around, find some materials. Come on, pugs, let's do it. What do you think? No? Well, yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, we're doing it. We're stoked, we're pumped. Let's go. Always try to use as much as you can, reuse whatever you can, and I got these 1-bys here that came with this roofing metal. I got a roofing metal for that, right? And it comes crated and pretty sweet. So I tore all these off, took the nails out, and was like, I'll find a use for them someday. There'll be a day. Today's the day. So I'm gonna use this stuff, which is pretty handy. Get a ladder, get my nail gun, get it up there, and I think that'll work. I'm gonna need 1.5 inches of pack out material. So if I put 2 of these together, it should be 3/4 plus 3/4 should be 1.5 inches. And that's actually 2 inches. Womp, 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 womp. Well, 1 inch and 15/16 technically. I know, 15/16, Figgy, can you believe it? It's always hard to make these kinds of decisions, but tell you what, I've done carpentry for the better part of 30 years as a living, and sometimes you just gotta make those tough choices. Is this like gonna be some kind of super incredibly impressive Swiss watch project? No. I want it to be because I'm Swiss and I really want to make everything perfect all the time. But perfect isn't applicable always on a homestead. Getting things done is the main goal. Because I could sit here and work on this for the next 6 months while the snow's falling, and then finally next year be like, it's perfect, and get nothing else done. So sometimes you got to compromise. 2 inch it's going to be. Measurements say it'll be a little proud, but what am I doing here? It's a wood shop in the middle of nowhere. I mean, who cares? Do you care? If you do, I'm sorry. Saw, nail gun, let's get to work. Unfortunately, I'm not sponsored by Milwaukee, but boy, if I was. Nice thing about being semi-retired from carpentry is that you got all the tools still. And this thing, man, I've been waiting my whole lifetime for one of these. A cordless nail gun, no air compressor, no pass load filter, cartridges, compressed air, nothing. It's just battery operated. It's amazing. You can do anything in the wilds with it. If you don't have one, you should get one. Hey. And remember, always wear your safety glasses. Seriously, always wear your safety glasses. Some bad stories, people getting stuff in their corneas and eyes at work and stuff. Ooh, little shards of metal and And it ain't gotta be perfect, because as we know, we're not building a Swiss watch. Cut, rinse, repeat. See what this second board looks like up there. Because really, it's better to be a little proud than a little shy. Not in everything, folks, okay? I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about carpentry. And you know what? That's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Now I don't have my gun in my hand, and I gotta put the board back down and pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, turn around, pick it up, put it down. Hey! Woo! Do some more of that. Proud. This would have been shy. This is proud. And it's gonna be just fine. Super exciting stuff, but it's gonna be exciting when it gets done. I'm excited because then I can put all my stuff inside of here, have my chop saw set up, router, workbenches, everything ready to go, and then in the cold of winter, go in there, fire up my little wood stove, and then I can cut my window trim. All of this really is just so I can finish my interior window trim on my cabin, because it's a pain in the butt to get everything out. Cut a piece of trim, weather comes, take all your tools, cover them up, come back out. That's why I haven't done it for years. But I think this is gonna be the solution to the situation. And I can work on my wheeler in here. I can pull it in, do oil changes, maintenance, snow machines, generators, all that stuff, welding. I can have a place enclosed, out of the weather, because you gotta get inside. It gets cold, you gotta get inside. But now in order to finish this, I'd really like to have just a nice shop to be able to work on stuff. Heck, I can even park my wheeler in there so it doesn't get wet when it rains. How about that, you know? Some bougie stuff. All right, more of the same. Here we go. 56 cents. Oh, yeah. Hey, bad arm. Oh, come on. Battery's off. Done with that. Next step. Had that accident 10 years back or so, fell off a cliff. 40 feet, trying to save a friend of mine that fell off the cliff first. Long story short, Humpty Dumpty didn't quite get put back together again, so kind of had to retire from carpentry. Just physically too demanding, but I can still pull it off for myself around the ranch. And that's a good feeling. It's just a little slower and a little more painful. But hey, not in a wheelchair, not walking with a cane the rest of my life, so I can't complain. And I got a good pug in Pomeranian. He's somewhere too. All right, got that done. Next task is get bottom board. Bottom board, go. Okay. Doing stuff alone is always fun, because you gotta be smarter. Don't want it sitting right on the ground or else rot, right? So you gotta leave a little airspace underneath there. So we'll get this up right about here. Again, we're not trying to go for perfect, we're trying to go for done. Let's throw a little level on here. I like it right there. Hey! That's the gist of it. Get that bottom board on there. I'm gonna probably cut it off right here, sister up another piece to go the whole distance. And this side will be pretty much prepped and ready for slabs. Whoopee! It's one of my last dimensional boards that I bought from the lumber store. I framed my house with dimensional lumber. Didn't have the sawmill set up out here yet. Didn't have all that going on. So I bought my lumber, packed it full in that Connex, and dragged it out with a bulldozer. You got to get, you know, 10% extra in case you break stuff or there's wumpy boards that you buy. So I'm using up my last 10% extra. Voila. Standing test. Ta-da, just like that. Making it up as I go here. Could sit down and actually draw everything out like I was getting paid to do it, but it's kind of one of the fun things about working for yourself. You can just go with the flow and see what happens. Sometimes you run into problems though, because you're like, oh, darn it, I should have thought about that. But I've been doing this long enough to kind of be able to do it in my mind mostly, but booyah. Shop, 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 shop. So as fate would have it, Nikos reached out and asked if I could come and give him a hand on his window, because it is getting colder and snow's supposed to be coming soon, so he wants to get that little cabin buckled up, and he said that he had some plans drawn up and it shouldn't take too long, so he just needs some help, some motivation, some of my carpentry skills, so I'm grabbing a couple tools and gonna go give my bro a hand, and maybe down the road he'll be able to come out and help me do something I need a hand with, so coming for you, bro. Oh, hey! We're brothers!
Come on in. Watch the stairs.
There's no stairs.
Got ourselves a nice little future rental cabin, maybe, someday. Nice part of being on the road system is you can rent your places out.
I heard you got some plans drawn up here for what you want to do.
Yep. I had my 6-year-old son
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
do some, I think that's a header. Arches are stronger than just straight.
Okay, yeah.
Looks like the chamber. I'm not really anyway.
All we know is that this window is going to end up going where that window is that's broken. You know why it's broken?
Who did it? Why is it broken?
Ivan broke the window. Now we fix it. Brothers culture.
Unite!
Time lapse, go! And with nothing more than 4 hands and 2 hearts, brothers culture, do it again. You're back to working on the shop thing.
Yeah.
Let me grow. Love you. You're the best. And the day comes to a conclusion. One project almost not finished, and back to another not finished project. He's got the window in, at least it won't snow in there. And there's a lot more work to be done on his place, but there's a lot more work on my place. And that is the moral of the story, is there's just always another project. It's not multitasking, it's just called homesteading. That sounded really cheesy, you know.
$30 cabin, $1 million view. Woo!
Whoa. Oh, what were we doing? Building a shop? No. You don't gotta just start something and finish it. You always gotta stop and do something else. And went to go stoke the fire and realized I only had a couple days of wood left and the weather was all right and it's getting colder out and stuff, so I figured now's a good time, you know. It'll get me enough through the winter right here. That'll get me about 2 weeks, the best. If it starts getting really cold, maybe 10 days. That never ends. Doing chores, building stuff. Speaking of building stuff, I did get some good progress done on the shop. It's kind of one of those things where you just bounce around from task to task, and all of a sudden you look back and you're like, oh, things are really happening. So getting firewood done, getting shop stuff done, but got some good progress on the shop. I finished stacking this wood and then get back to it over there and see where we're at and how far we got to go. It's all coming together. got the update here. This just in. I'm still working on it. Been a crazy long summer. That's how life is. It's busy on the homesteads. You know, there's always 1,000 projects going on. I mean, right now I got this shed that I'm doing. I've got finishing out the inside of the Connex. I've got finishing off the trim on the interior of the house. In which case, to do the trim, I need a warm place to work where I can leave my tools set up. Hence, I need this, but then I needed that first. And then I got the little log cabin me and David Rule built. Gonna convert that into a sauna. I got my dad's cabin up the way that still needs to do some cabinet work in. And I got the original warming hut that I lived in down on the edge of the canyon, which is doing okay, but could use a little upgrade too. So, and then I got 3 other cabins already on my mind that I want to build beyond that. But what I'm trying to do is button up the exterior work for the winter because it's getting cold. As you can see, the snow is quickly approaching, and it's just beautiful. There's a lot of work to be done. And don't forget to clean up the front yard before it snows, which is supposed to be any day now. So I'm just trying to kind of button this up. With any luck, I can finish up this wall today, and then this is going to kind of be open. I'm going to do wood up there, but then leave this open, maybe like a big tarp hanging down that'll just kind of be blocking, keeping snow out. When I have like bigger machinery and stuff that I need to pull in here to work on my wheeler and stuff, which will be really nice because in the wintertime when everything's frozen, super cold, it's not pleasant with your little frozen sausages trying to work on metal objects. So I have a wood stove going over in that corner here eventually, and even if it gets like 40 degrees, 38 degrees when it's 10 below outside, that feels pretty nice. So it's enough for the ice to melt off of something to be able to work on it. But yeah, this is what we're at. The window's in. Bow, bow. Wood stove will kind of go over here. Some workbenches along here and here. Maybe a workbench in the middle here or against the Connex. I'd like to eventually cut a door in. Pretty basic stuff in here. Board and batten, as we call it. Nothing fancy. You know, you work with what you've got. You got this board. It's got a bow in it. It goes, you know. But that's how it came off the mill. And, you know, breaking off screws and trying to get this thing in there is fighting me. And there's always something. That's why you got to just turn your mind off for projects like this and just get them done. Because if I were to, you know, do this for somebody else, it'd be a whole different standard and a whole lot more labor. This is just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Get it done. And using up all this boards off the sawmill that were just sitting around. You know, what the heck was I going to do with it? It's easy to mill boards, and then you realize, oh my God, I got all these boards, and then they're just sitting there stacked, rotting into the like freaking earth. That's an old tradition in my family, to mill wood and then not let anybody use it, not do anything with it yourself, and just let it rot in the ground. So really trying to break that and just get this used to. My dad does pretty good at that too. He uses up all his materials now. And stuff that he's not using, he's starting to give away to the rest of the kids. Like, here, do something with it, you know. But some nice stuff. Wild edge slabs. You know. This side's done. Just need to do the trim for the window. Gonna put a sill on here on the exterior. A lot of different ways to do windows. This is probably the least effective way, perhaps, but as long as it works, it doesn't really matter. You know, I'm gonna put a sill on here that'll keep water from the window coming down to the interior. Just a sill, some silicone. Boom, boom, top, bottom. Call that good. I mean, it's just a plastic window after all. So you're building a house or something like that, you want to be perfectly square, perfectly level. It's important. By the time you get to the roof, things aren't all wompy and weird. But this thing, the Connex is going one way and the roof's going the other way, and the ground is heaving and frost and stuff. So hey, I'll get a lifetime of use out of this shop. It'll be just fine for me, you know? It's good enough for who it's for. I'm awfully fond of you. Oh, yeah. While I'm making a mess, I'm actually making firewood for the wood stove that goes in here. which is actually kind of nice. Got done all this work, scrap and stuff will all get burnt and heat the shop. Man, it's a good time. Huh? I mean, if you're not having a great time right now, I don't know what does it for you, because this, come on, get your own sawmill, your own piece of property, dragging logs in, reload. Milling boards and making something out of it off the land that you live on. Does it for me, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. I don't know where I got into carpentry, but somewhere down the road I started doing it and thought it was pretty fun. And then I've kind of made a life out of it, living, if one could call it that, until about 2015 had a big accident, and it left me unable to do carpentry for a living. I can still kind of do it myself, push through the pain kind of thing, but getting paid big dollars to build nice homes, you want to be pulling your weight, and I just wasn't able to do that around the work site, so had to end that. But I still get little projects like this that keep me happy, and I can still do it for myself at least. That should do it. Yeah. And then more of that, you know. You do that, and you do this, you do that, you do that, you do that, you do this, you do that, you do that, and brrr, it'll be done. It'll be done. All right, go ahead and send in the other team that actually does the work, and I'll be in my cabin, just stretching with my therapist. What's this, a tiggy pot of this one? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Huh? Who's this tiggy guy? Huh? Who's this guy? Who's that tiggy? Who's rigatoni? Who's the rigatoni? All right, let's get back to work. Come on. Momentary acute pug break brought to you by Backcountry Pugs. They're not just for cities anymore. Home stretch. For this home stretch, I mean, not the entire home stretch, of course, but because there's always another home stretch when you're living out here. It's like, all right, home stretch. Oh, there's everything. I mean, it never ends. It's endless, but it's thankless, and that's why I do it. Cruising along. Oh, this little guy. Don't forget this little guy. Don't split, baby. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Next. Oh, yeah. Oh, out of bullets. Every time you get all the way up there, you're just like, oh, you're out of bullets. That's all right. We've got more. Reload. As nice as this cordless nail gun is, it weighs like 15 pounds or so. Really gets the old hammer elbow fired up at the end of the day in the morning. Hey-ya! Sneak up on it. Oh yeah, sneak attack. Oh yeah. Let's be done. Let's be done. It only gets cold when I stop. So don't stop. Uh-huh. Okay. Last board on these two walls. Then there's the door thing. We're not going to stick around for that whole thing. I got to go inside and start cooking dinner here. Got some salmon, some fresh red salmon from the Kenai River thawing out. Pretty excited about that. Some taters from the garden and carrots and some kale. A little autumn medley. You know, it's fun to eat completely off the land. I don't do it all day, every day, but I try to as much as I can. And usually at least one meal a day is completely off of what I was able to get from growing out here or living in Alaska, fishing, hunting and stuff. So Anyways, that's what's for dinner. You guys want to come over for dinner? I'll be in about an hour and a half. Great. All right, let's do this. Let's get the hard, high one out of the way first, shall we? Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah, that split a little bit. Perfect. Looks good to me. What do you think? Yep. Okay, nail it. Hold on. You guys got to get in here for this last nail. Come on. Last nail. Here we go. It's going to go right there. Oh, yeah, really get in here for it. Get right in there. Ready? Here we go. Oh, no, it's not right there. It's right there. Okay, ready? Here it is. Oh, yeah. Boo. Come on now. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it grand? It's a new wood shop in the last frontier land, and I built it with these broken hands, but it's good enough for who it's for. Look at this thing, huh? That about does it. I got this other side I'm gonna go ahead and do. Probably won't film that on camera, just gonna get it done, but you'll see more of the shop as I start using it, building the benches in there, getting all my tools, all my woodworking stuff set up so that I can leave stuff set up, have a fire going, go in there and start trim on the inside of my house finally. It's only been 5 years, so that should be fun too. All right, stay happy, stay humble, live life, it's good.